Vertical Aerospace are coming to New York with their very new aircraft. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? Time to start talking eVTOLs. Welcome back to the daily eVTOL show. We've got slightly new format. There's a lot of upgrades to my studio, and also one of the biggest one is this, what I call the analyst room. Obviously, on the very first show, it got new, very catchy name. Our members, our Lucas are calling it the Vazalist room, as you will. I will leave that with you. You call it whatever you want. Behind me, on the screen, we'll be talking about topic of the day, technical breakdowns, you name it. We'll be analyzing stocks, whatever. Today's topic, Vertical Aerospace and their brand new aircraft, Valo, is coming to New York. And if you have the chance, which you really don't want to miss, I will show you very shortly as soon as I can. Okay, I'm having slight technical issue. Stand by. I'm connected to the wrong network, so I cannot connect to my screen. Okay, let's do it from the main studio. This is Valo, and it will be in New York in the Classic Car Club on Friday. You don't have to register, you don't have to pay, just turn up and see it. Now, join me in the main studio. And we are back in the main studio. So, today's topic, Vertical Aerospace are coming to New York, literally, with their very new aircraft. I've got a map in here. So we are looking at the Classic Car Club in Manhattan. The address is, oh, I had it here. Yes, the address is in here. P176 408 12th Avenue, New York. So if you happen to be in New York, or if you can make it to New York, definitely go for it. In my opinion, it's well worth it. We will talk about it in the very, we'll talk about it in depth very shortly. Let me just check if everything is coming through. Yes, everything is coming through. Thank you very much for joining me. I can see Donald Trump. Yes, we are not covering Donald Trump because I don't know what extent. Martin obviously is poorly. We don't know to what extent Donald Trump will carry on talking. To be fair, I watched first half an hour and I didn't learn anything new. He's basically repeating everything he's done in the first year. Still, after first year in his role of the president of the United States, he still does not comprehend the concept of percentage. Just saying. Right, let's get back to business. Vertical Aerospace. I think we need to do a big catch-up on Vertical Aerospace. What is Vertical Aerospace? Well, Vertical Aerospace is a British company manufacturing eVTOL aircraft. What is an eVTOL aircraft? Well, let's have a look at this beautiful video from Vertical Aerospace. eVTOL aircraft is a hybrid. They also call them the flying taxis. I don't like it, but it's quite catchy and people like it. People remember it as well. So think of it as a hybrid between a fixed-wing aircraft, your traditional aeroplane, and a helicopter. This aircraft is capable, as you can see in the video, of vertical takeoff or horizontal takeoff as well. Since it takes off vertically, it can transition, which you could just see in the video, into the horizontal flight, fly from point A to point B, and transition to the vertical phase again for landing. What is the purpose of this aircraft? Well, originally and mainly the main purpose, the main use case is to beat traffic. Think of heavily densely populated city. Think of peak hour. If you travel in 2 dimensions, you cannot do much. You are literally depending on the traffic around you. However, if you take one of these aircraft, you can travel in 3 dimensions, and it's saving a lot of time. Especially talking of New York, talking of Los Angeles, talking of London, Berlin, Asian cities, you name them. We are saving travel time from 1.5 to 2 hours easily down to 10-15 minutes. Think of it. These aircraft are also electric. That means they are quiet, virtually zero emission, so they are green, and they are much safer because they have multiple rotors. So Vertical Aerospace have been test flying, and they are coming to the last phase of their test flights. What is the last phase? Is the full transition. Vertical Aerospace so far have carried out the full vertical phase piloted. The most recent one was the horizontal phase, where the aircraft was moving as your legacy aeroplane, if you will. Also piloted. Now the most complex phase in terms of coordination, safety, you name it, is the full transition. So the aircraft is supposed to take off vertically, transition into the horizontal flight, and land, transition back to vertical flight for landing. This is the most complex maneuver, and it requires a lot of coordination, a lot of safety measures, you name it. Vertical Aerospace are days away. I know we have been saying this for a while, but Vertical Aerospace are now ramping up their test flights. They have already started their phase 4, which is the final phase that will end up in full transitional flight. What's going on with my voice? Oh, don't tell me I sound like a Smurf again. That must be the mic. Okay, bear with me. Let me just check something. No, that can't be true. Okay, bear with me. I've got technical issues. I've got overcompressed microphone. Right. Is this better now? Hang on. Let me check this. Is this better now? Oh dear. Okay. Bear with me. Stand by. I've got technical issues. I've got overcompressed. Stand by, please. Right. Is this better now? No, it's not better now. Okay, what I'm gonna do, switch to the other mic. I do apologize for the technical issue. Thank you for thank you for the chat notification. Yeah, I've got a new studio. Still, things are not fully settled. There are still a few flaws along the way. So apologies for that. At least, I don't know which voice you like better. This one or the previous one, the Papa Smurf. Right, so Vertical Aerospace, they are literally coming. I do apologize. Vertical Aerospace, they are literally coming to the end of their phase 4 of the test flights. Not only that they have been testing rigorously now, they have been stretching their test flight hours to the late afternoon as well. So they are literally flying in the peak hour on their base, on the Cotswold Airport. They usually focused to deliver their flights in the morning when the airport is not so busy. But now they are stretching their flights to the late hours as well. So it just stresses the importance and the endeavor Vertical Aerospace are putting through. So not only that they have been flying their original test aircraft, they also unveiled their second test aircraft before Christmas. So we now have a carbon copy of this aircraft on the right hand side registration number GEVTA. We have GEVTB. As I said, it's a carbon copy, and no doubt, as soon as Vertical Aerospace, you can see nice close-up, as soon as Vertical Aerospace complete their transition flight, full transition, they'll be flying these back to back pretty much daily. So here is some update. We also have some pleasant and unpleasant news. Let me see if I can connect to my analyst screen. Right. Let's get to the analyst screen. Scene. We might get better audio in there as well. Test. Yes, I'm coming through. Okay, so we might end the show here because I've got all here for you. Vertical Aerospace, as already mentioned, are doubling their flight test capacity with their final prototype. This was unveiled before Christmas. However, obviously, technical issues. I had to catch up. Through the Christmas with my new studio, building my new studio, custom built PC, new scenes. You can see things are still not fully settled. But I think it's worthwhile to mention this. Vertical Aerospace, very soon flying 2 aircraft, probably back-to-back daily. We also have some news from new personal acquisition. Bear with me, I cannot find. This is the news. Vertical Aerospace calls extraordinary general meeting. So what is this news? Vertical Aerospace are in, I won't say in the early days, but they are still in the pre-revenue phase. They are still not generating any profit or any revenue. Their balance sheet is not the heaviest compared to the market-leading companies. However, Vertical Aerospace are very efficient in terms of cash burn and their cash management. Unfortunately, Vertical Aerospace are still, their runway is probably 2 or 3 quarters. Vertical Aerospace are still short this crucial amount of money to complete their certification. Their type certification is targeted to be completed 2028. To get through this, they need certain amount of money. Vertical Aerospace call extraordinary general meeting, which took place today. 2 o'clock British time in the afternoon. What is this meeting about? We don't know yet what was the main topic. Well, the main topic, we don't know the outcome yet, but the main topic was fundraising, which comes through dilution. This dilution does not necessarily have to be negative for you as an investor, because 1, Vertical Aerospace will be raising more funds. 2, the dilution can be on the market, at the market. It doesn't have to be immediate. It doesn't have to be that vertical throw millions and millions shares at the market. So it can be gradual. What is most important, and what I think is going on now, is that Vertical Aerospace have been working on an institutional partnership or a new investment. And this stock exercise is sort of preempting and getting ready for the new investor and for the new inflow in capital. Obviously, if you are a publicly traded company, your main source of money is from share exercises. So what I think will be the outcome, that Vertical Aerospace, you as an investor could also vote, and Vertical Aerospace will file, will shelve a dilution that will be exercised probably later or under certain frame. this dilution or this new pot of shares will be, in my opinion, for a new partner, for a new financial, institutional or market partner. So this is, I know there was a lot of people reaching out to me asking, this is not necessarily a bad piece of bad news. And knowing Vertical Aerospace, they are proving themselves for the near future, for the very near future. So we could hear the outcome as early as probably next week, or it might take a few weeks. Again, we'll be tracking this for you. Vertical Aerospace, more news, and I will come back to what I preempted previously. Vertical Aerospace strengthens leadership team with powertrain, data and people appointments. 3 leadership hires to strengthen Vertical's preparation for manufacturing and commercial operations. Juan Carlos Sacristan appointed Chief Data and Information Officer to accelerate digital data and AI capabilities. This is very important, subtle remark. That's saying that not only Archer Aviation, not only Joby Aviation, not only EHang or Wisk Aero are focusing and preparing for their future when they will be using AI modules, Vertical Aerospace have been working on this as well. Richard Moore confirmed as Vice President, Powertrain, strengthening propulsion and energy system integration. Again, great news, because we know before Christmas we just had some good news for Archer, some good news from Archer Aviation when they announced their UK branch, the establishment of their UK branch. And one of the part of the news was that there's a new acquisition in the personal sphere on the team, Dr. Limmy Somerville, now former Vertical Aerospace power and battery department director. So Vertical Aerospace have announced very quickly new acquisition to take charge in this department. And Ollie Roberts appointed Chief People Officer to lead people strategy and organizational scale up. That's it. That's some good news. That's some good news, because Vertical Aerospace are preparing themselves for future growth, for implementing of more and more technologies. Let me just quickly check something. I'm getting message from... Okay, I'm getting message from Martin. That's fine. News from before Christmas, and that just leads on to what I said to you before. Vertical Aerospace progresses towards full piloted transition flight. Full-scale prototype, which you can see here, GEVTA, and very soon GEVTB, which I showed you shortly before we went to the analyst room. Full-scale prototype completes 10 flights as part of transition program. Very good news. Majority of the transition envelope successfully expanded. So that means the aircraft is pushing its boundaries. That's great as well. And the UK Civil Aviation Authority grants Vertical additional regulatory privileges. So again, we have some very good news. We have more info in here. I will not dive too deep into it. We have more to catch up with. Vertical Aerospace to launch UK's first electric taxi network with Skyport's infrastructure and Bristow. I will lead on to this in the very minute. We got invited by Vertical Aerospace to their very event. And let me just quickly check if I've got anything else in here for you. I'll do this. Stand by. And I will show you. I will quickly show you. Please stand by. It's still not as the studio is still not as slick as it should be. There's still a lot of tuning to complete. but I think this will do the job. So Vertical Aerospace, we got invited by Vertical Aerospace 5th of December to take part in their special event, the biggest event in the history of the company so far. Let me just turn down the light a bit because the background is very light, very dark, and camera is overexposing me, and it quite annoys me. Right, it might be, let's do it this way. Right, it will be better. So we got invited to London to the biggest event of the company's history, company's existence. Unveiling of the new aircraft, Valo. This is the full certification aircraft. This is the final and sort of production version of the aircraft as well, if you will. The white one, the test aircraft, the VX4, is slightly smaller. Obviously, for test purposes, it's a prototype. What you can see here behind me, and we will look into it deeper, is the final version of this flying taxi, Valo. 4 passengers is the standard configuration, 1 pilot, carry-on and check-in luggage as well, as you can see here. However, they have alternative configuration for up to 6 passengers, and every single passenger can take each carry-on and check-in luggage with them. So again, the future of aviation, the future of city transport, flying from point A to the airport, from other nodes of your vertiport structure to your airport. One of the use cases. This very aircraft, while I'm showing you this aircraft, this very aircraft will be in New York, in the Classic Car Club, Manhattan. And you, if you are in New York, or if you can make it, you can visit the club. No registration, no tickets needed. You can visit the club and see this aircraft in the flesh. It is great experience. I tell you, it is very great experience. I went to London. The aircraft is amazing. So if you get a chance, definitely go for it. Let me just quickly show you the interior of the aircraft if I can. It will obviously not be as flashy as the main event, but you will definitely get a chance to sit in the aircraft and see the inside. So this is the 4-passenger configuration. This is the cockpit, pilot seat, and potentially observer seat as well. But this is the configuration the pilot will be using. And there we go. These are the 4 seats. Vaz is on board, obviously, checking for all the details, inspecting thoroughly. It is very great. It is very high-end experience as well. So definitely, if you get a chance, go there and see the aircraft, sit in it, very comfortable, and you will have the luxury car experience. Let's get back to the studio now. Right, I think I'm coming through on this mic, so let me just get rid of the overcompressed mic, and there we are. Vertical Aerospace company we have been following in and out. We have dedicated the most airtime to Vertical Aerospace, and we have been, hang on, I'm getting a message from Martyn, please stay live. Okay, so I will right, bear with me 1 second. Martyn is not doing his closing bell show, obviously, because he's been unwell. In the meantime, what we can do, we can check through the chat and catch up with chat. Right, who we've got here. Thank you very much for joining. We are running a poll. I quickly explain what the flying taxis are about. Please cast your votes. Do you see future in flying taxis? Yes, no, undecided. What are flying taxis? Nobody has voted what are flying taxis. So for the first 20 minutes of the show,
I was just banging on about nothing. That's great. I love it. Now it's great. I think we need to remind this. There's a lot of new audience coming and watching this after. We've got Martin here. Terry Rose is here. Thank you for joining. Long time no see. David is here. Hensley, High Energy Investment. Looking forward to see you, Vaz. Trump. Yes, we didn't cover Trump because is he still alive? I wouldn't be surprised if he is still alive. Trump looks peed off. Okay, I think he just looked tired in general. Living the Vasalis room, says Nick Jones. I love it. Yo, did you speed up or did I speed up? That's probably the mic. Yeah, it's overcompressed. I'm having some issues when I'm changing scenes. I need to. Sounds like you've been inhaling helium. Yeah, yeah. I need to get it right. Helium Vaz. Yeah. Do we have any vertical aerospace investors? And what do you think? What do you think of the potential dilution? Let me know. Let me know what you think of the potential dilution. Where are the balloons? My turn, says Ninja Cowboy. TN. Yes, you are. Okay, well, we got it fixed. Here we do it again. You sound like a chipmunk. That's great. Helium heads. Liz is here. Not really better. Now better. Okay. Thank you for helping me in the chat. All out of love. Amprius Technologies had 2.03 upswing today before pulling back. Yes, we will talk about stocks very shortly now, and then I will send you off to Sensei's Premiere. Let me just change Sensei's Premiere time while I can. We will talk for 5-10 minutes. We'll talk about the markets as well, because today was very interesting day. Hang on, my YouTube studio is not communicating with me. Okay, that's great. So let's do it this way. Stand by, please. Okay. Stand by, please. Let me just quickly check something, because there should be Sensei's Premiere right after me, and I need to push it back. Right, there we go. Let me push it back. Schedule. There we go. So don't go anywhere. We're not going to do the closing bell because I don't have the means to cover it today, but I'll come back to it. We'll go through the markets. Thank you very much for joining. I can see we have new people coming in. I'm Vaz. Those who haven't seen me, I'm Vaz, and I cover flying taxis, aerospace, defense, and tech on this channel as well. But our main niche is the flying taxis. Speaking of flying taxis, let me just show you. Let me just give you this beautiful video from Vertical Aerospace. There we go. And I will talk over it and I'll catch up with the chat. And then we'll go back to the analyst. We'll go back to the analyst room and we'll talk about today's day on the stock market. Amprius, yes, David, DJ Hayes. Amprius had a good swing today. Rhino Skin is here. Thank you for joining. I love it. I see the good old faces coming back again. I love it. Oh. Lost not yet found. Wires and lawyers everywhere. Stu is here. Hello, Vaz. Thank you for joining me. Yolanda is back. Welcome back, Yolanda. Any questions? Martin sent me. Yes, Mahir is here. Slim Will UK. Dave Rahman. All the known faces. I love it. Fly motorcycle news. Nothing yet. I might have an update on Saturday. Good afternoon, says Vaz. Good afternoon, Sir Vaz, says Kevin. And Paul D is here as well. Valo is great. Yes, I agree, Liz. Right, so what are we going to do now? Let's have a look at the markets. Let me just quickly check if everything is coming through. I will swap my scenes. The mic, I'm coming through on the right mic. Okay. All apps out of the sudden have this need to do 2 and 3 layer authentication. So stand by, please. It's very annoying, and I need to find a way how to get rid of this. Right, so there we are. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the market again. Switch the scenes. I do remember now. I do remember from Saturday. Today, the eVTOL market, it took a fair good hit. Watching this through the day, all stocks were red, apart from Embraer was green in the morning, and then some of these started picking up before the market opened. So we could see Rolls-Royce slowly turning green. We talked about this on Saturday. This is the whole eVTOL market. This is the whole structure, the whole organism. eVTOL market, in my eyes, is not only the eVTOL manufacturers, not only the companies manufacturing flying taxis. As you can see here, an example, Vertical Aerospace. It's not only about these beautiful machines. It's also about the whole infrastructure. So we are looking at suppliers supplying propellers, motors, manufacturers of the body, of the frame, sorry, of the airframe, you name it. So it's a big structure. So what I see the market as is the tier 1 is the eVTOL manufacturers, which we can see here: Archer, Joby, Vertical Aerospace, Beta Technologies, EHang, Horizon Aircraft, and Eve Air Mobility. And then we have some parent companies like Boeing, Textron, Stellantis, BlackRock, Palantir, and also we have the suppliers, which I call tier 2 of the eVTOL market, like Amprius Technologies, an example, who are manufacturing and supplying batteries for these beautiful aircraft. We also have operators as well. We talked about this on Saturday, so if you wanna come back to the Saturday show, I gave you very deep, thorough breakdown. Today, the biggest hit: Archer Aviation, Joby Aviation, Surf Air Mobility taking a big hit now. It wasn't as bad in pre-market. EHang not doing very well. I told you EHang is very sensitive to the American market, to the American economy reaction and the sentiment, because obviously it's a Chinese company, and they are the relation between China and United States is very fragile in terms of market. So I told you EHang very fragile, very unpredictable. Archer Aviation today took big hit and went all the way to 324 was the low of the day. Quick recovery on the market open, and we went all the way. We almost touched $9, and this just reinforces my thesis where I see Archer Aviation is being manipulated for options, to exercise options. Again, $9 and quick sell-off. In my eyes, what I see on the chart is manipulation. Joby Aviation, again, crash all the way to 1440s, then recovery over 1560, touching 1570 through the day, just so we could sell off again. Vertical Aerospace, not looking very optimistic today, but again, Vertical Aerospace, I think that that's priced in the test flight and more news, and obviously the potential dilution which was being decided about today. Other than that, Horizon Aircraft has been holding through this little market crisis. It's not a market crisis, but through this market overreaction, but because it's a Canadian company, so it's not affected. It's not affected by okay, it's not affected by the relations between USA and Europe, and the little round of tariffs. Surf air mobility, I zoom out, we might be going even slightly lower. So if you are looking to invest in surf air mobility, you might see better opportunity. So that's it. I just see the premiere. I have messed it up. The premiere of Sensei's video has just started, so I will send you there. We will wrap it up, and I will see you tomorrow.
Right.
Don't go anywhere. We will wrap it up. Let me just quickly check if we have anything important in the chat. Crazy intoxicated drivers in the sky. Okay. Wires and lawyers everywhere. Martin sent me from Discord. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Flying motorcycle will be on Saturday. Good afternoon, Vaz. We have Stadio Live joining as well. Yolanda, Angie, Stadio Live. I love it. And Ninja Cowboy. Okay, I will wrap it up. It was a bit rusty, but I will work on it. There's a lot of things to coordinate, and if one element, one link of the chain gives up, it's very difficult to recover everything on the spot. But hopefully you will excuse me for the little technical difficulties, and I'm sending you to Sensei's video right now. That's it from me. I will see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and each other.